Well, it sounds like Feed the Beast Ultimate is finally for reals, maybe almost finally nearing complete ultimate status for actual release. So, since the server's gonna get rebooted and all, I'm gonna show off my house, unlike the last couple of times where it just kind of blew up without me being able to do anything like this. This is my bedroom. It's where the magic happens, and one of my first biggest goals here when I started on this map was that I wanted to build a link book stand because it is lazy as fuck to just use this stupid link book and just warp to my house wherever I'm standing. And I'm really sad, apparently, that it makes sense for this block to no longer be a something you can make in survival mode, but on the other hand, I totally understand why it's happening. Then we have the uncrafting table, and I have a lot of books because books are just my way of getting around and getting all my resources and stuff. And it's just really convenient for me to just use all of these books to get everywhere. And yes, it is overpowered. Yes, it is also as fun as hell. We have the advanced computer. I use wrath lamps for lighting in this place, and one thing I'm going to do this next map is not use wrath lamps because as awesome as they are, they just cause it seems like they just cause so much FPS lag on my end that's just not worth it. I was also intending to use glowberries or whatever, torchberries from the Twilight Forest here instead of just the fireflies. Unfortunately, since this is still beta A pack, you can't place those. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. This right here is something that does nothing right now. For all of my computer craft quarrying type things, I just send all of the blocks over to this ender chest, and the diamond thingy routes out the cobblestone and dirt and just balorts them. Everything else gets deposited into the chest. Over here I have my source of lava here, so it's just a magma crucible hooked up directly to a liquid transposer. The crucible makes lava, it gets sorted straight over to this, and that actually puts the lava in a bucket, so I can just run that lava straight down into my industrial craft area. I mean, I know I will eventually use industrial craft on the new map, but I'm gonna try to instead go with build craft. Not necessarily for power reasons, but just because it seems like there's more stuff that's buildcraft based, and that way I can use more stuff, and more stuff is better because it's more stuff! And there's my infamous ender storage bucket full of cobblestone. Um, when I go back into industrial craft, rotary macerator thingy and the singularity compressor, just gonna skip over using the standard stuff there because I know when you have everything overclocked it's so much better, but for the cost you put into those two machines you just get a whole lot more out. My original idea here was I was going to use an ultimate hybrid solar panel, but those solar panels, I mean, they function at night when there's no sunlight, so I thought that they would function with a block over them. Apparently they do not, so I was kind of screwed with that whole layout, and I have a bunch of transformer upgrades that just aren't being used. That's where I was enchanting my things, but I always intended to make that look prettier, but never did. I also have the craft packet thingy for making wrath lamps, and I'll be glad not having to make those again. Um, this was the Greg Tech, yeah, the centrifuge thing did not seem worth getting. And the canning machine used to be over there, but I moved it because you can't upgrade it. And I'm probably not going to use it again because I already have a good enough farm. All of my stoves and whatnot, everything runs mostly off of blaze rods. I know I should have upgraded to industrial furnaces or whatever the next tier thing is that every other mod has. I didn't do it in this map because the cobblestone stuff just looked so much better than the metal stuff. But next map, we won't have that theme going on, so I'll probably be free enough to do that. My storage got so backed up that I started making more storage barrels for everything. And this is the main storage area. Another thing I will be doing in the next map is I will not be using crystal chests. As awesome as they are, when you have a whole stack of them right here, when you just log in, it's like, loading, and it's just kind of lame. But yeah, I have my rollover chest for just about everything. Then I have the plants chest over here. We have the chest dedicated to eggs because I set up an egg maker expecting pumpkin pies to be useful. They were not. I have the block-shaped chest for various block-type objects. We have the extra biomes thingy, and lots of people bitch about it, but my biggest concern right now is that there's a bunch of these colored leaves that are kind of cool to have that all walk around being unnamed. I've been adventuring in the Twilight Forest, so I have a couple of maze stone and some naga stone thingies. And let's see. This is my electronics industrial craft-ish chest where I chuck in a lot of things, and as you can see, it's a complete mess. I like it that way, even though I can just click that button to sort everything. And this is also a big old mess chest, but it's also a nice place to store my blaze rods. That over there is my redstone chest. Kind of surprised it didn't get completely full. And here is cobblestone and a bunch of Twilight Forest items that didn't want to throw into any other chests there, but needed to throw it somewhere, because danged if I'm going to waste that stuff. This is kind of wood plant Twilight Forest stuff there. This is my big ol' ore chest, and I'm kind of... I wish there were more uses for lead and silver ingots that were practical, but I don't think that's going to happen. Monazit, or Forcisium, whatever the fuck they're going to call it. I know you can just stick in a decrafting table and basically spend experience to get UU matter, which is kind of nice. But the more I look at modular force field system, the less I like it. Then we have the B supply crystal chest, and for whatever reason, it says that there's apatite in that chest, but there's not. So I don't know what's going on there. And then this is mostly wood supplies, and a lot of this still comes from the very first mine shaft I found when I got in here, and I just kind of pulled out all of the wooden boards ever and shoved into the chest. The personal treasure chests here, personal safes, whatever the hell they're called. Lots of items that I get concerned about people taking, even though everyone on this server is really nice. And yeah, that's where all my wrath igniters are. If wrath lamps could be less laggy, I totally use those all up because I really love not having to put torches everywhere. I have a bunch of books for everything because I do not like wasting or throwing away things here. I know one of those books goes to a world I have dubbed "Oh shit" because I just used the more ore thingy a whole lot. Wireless mining tools. I thought I could do something fun with wireless mining, but the way my programming worked, wireless did not work well at all. Normally I have these guys running around in a place you'll see later on, but not much point in that since the server's going to reset. Minotaur Axe, I dove through the labyrinth and got everything. I killed the Hydra. Sadly, when I was going through the maze and whatnot, one of the monsters spawned and it set off the explosions that made it impossible to get the maze breaker. But, it's just a maze breaker, and, I mean, I have a mining laser, that's even better. I've been spending a lot of my resources just making advanced alloys. I find them to be the biggest resource sink and one of the most annoying things to craft for industrial craft. And that's... Oh, and we also have the bee database, and I really don't want to mess with bees again. I mean, okay, these woven backpacks are kind of fun because you just hold so much stuff. My understanding is Ultimate Pack is going to have, I think, Red Power has the canvas bags, which are the same kind of idea. They're a little bit less useful, but still more storage in one spot, and bees are just so annoying. Oh yeah, and I had nether bees, but didn't bother breeding them because bees. And if I can just get my frames back and go back up the stairs, that's over where the apiary where I got all of my bees, and then I also have that Twilight Forest portal there. Folks already know that that is my magical bookshelf for going all the way back to spawn and having people from spawn get over here. I have a little private farm for mushrooms here because leather just... When you have mistcraft, you need leather, and cows just don't spawn enough. And over here is where I started. Over here is water. It's very wet, and it also makes things wet. But yeah, over here is where I found the mine shaft, which was nice, because on the last map, before everything exploded, we had to... I just had found a new mine shaft standing right... Hi, Slime. I didn't see you there. I found a mine shaft just right next to a village, and I was like, oh man, I am going to hoard all of the resources. And then the map exploded, and I'm like, crap. So I just started mining straight down, and pretty soon I came across that labyrinth of mine shafts. Then I had wood, and wood in a mushroom zone is just... That's the bee's knees. Giggle, giggle, giggle. So yeah, let's be lazy and go back to my bedroom. And then, if we examine some more books here, first things first, we see the big old source of blaze rods that I had when I was playing. And I've recently upgraded it to use computer craft weapon turtle thingies. All I do is there you go, that's how lazy my programming is, and they're just stuck on an infinite loop when I use that program. And they collect a bunch of blaze rods, and since they're being killed by actual things, they drop blaze rods. Using UU Matter, you can get water, and I have it set up so it just plops you right over here. If you want, you can take this fortune sword and just attack the air and occasionally hit a blaze and get more blaze rods. Otherwise, they all pile up into one of the turtles. You get a lot of experience, as you can see on my experience bar. I got these two blaze spawners put together using the portal gun, and I know we're going to actually have soul shards, and I know what most people do is just use the soul shard thingies to kill a spawner and just kill 5 spawners, and then they'll have a mega spawner or something there. I think when I do that, I'm going to stick with a vanilla spawner at first and just make my own tier 5 spawners and have the normal spawners all together, because as far as I'm concerned, more spawners is more drops and is more better. I kept having wither skeletons come up here, so I just bricked that off. And over here we have the really cool lava. It's a block of lava. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and then we'll be lazy and go right back to our overworld. And the other area we can see, I keep a book down on the first floor. And that's for the power plant, the infamous Oracle of Wuffing power plant. And just today I added this giant pyramid of various material blocks. Unfortunately, I did not have enough blocks on hand to finish the actual bottom layer, so there's actually a layer of stone at the bottom that you don't see. So it's not fully powered, but I was really too lazy to matter up some more blocks that would power everything, because for all the work you do in order to get a beacon, they sound really underpowered to me. My understanding is, there's like, oh my, oh boy, I have a buff, I have a buff, I have a buff, I have a buff. Oh no, I'm too far from the beacon to get the buff anymore. So it's like, why bother putting so much work into that, other than the fact that you have a laser beam coming from the ground? The power plant, I know, could have been made better in the future. I don't really think wind is actually worth it. We're actually at the level where wind is at its optimal non-breaking height. But I plan maybe next time, if I do something like this, like the wires will run one block lower, so I can actually have an entire ground covered with that. And I know Industrial Craft Wiki says that these will shock you, but I have still not been shocked by these uncovered wires. Knock on wood. And since my Ultimate Hybrid solar panel did not work out in the house, wires apparently count as transparent blocks, so I just put it over here. It powers the MFSU, which powers the MFSU, which powers the mass fabricator. I was kind of hoping that I could rig up something where this would get filled, and it would wait to fill this until it was completely full, and then this one would wait to use the mass fabricator until it was completely full. But I'm too stupid to figure that out. And of course, we use Buildcraft to pump out the thingies there, and they get thingied over there, and then they become a thing. Now, the other reason why I think FTP Ultimate is about to launch is first time I found a village, I portal gunned a bunch of villagers here, and then I killed off the ones I didn't like, and I set up a villager spawning thing. There's a guy over there in the doors, and he sees doors, and everyone tries to breed with him. The people down here see that other people are trying to breed with a villager, so they breed with them, and that never happened until apparently just today, where the population over here is basically doubled, and there's even 3 beekeepers. And one of these annoying, stupid beekeepers has friggin' proven frames, which is something you use for bee raising that you can only get from villagers. And that really ticks me off that he waited until now to spawn. Regardless, hey, free emeralds, and there's a couple of other items in there as well, but yeah, the yellow guys are beekeepers, the pink guys are something, the brown guys are other things, and I really don't care, because all I ever do with them, once they're out of items to trade, actually I think there's a beekeeper that does have an item to trade, or does out of items to trade. Not you, so it's gotta be this guy. Dun dun dun! Wait, what? Stupid targeting. Okay, come on. I know one of your bee guys is gonna die. Not you. And you are what That's what the other guy wanted. Okay, just for that, on principle. Congratulations, you have won the lottery. You know what we do to lottery winners? We grab them. Do 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 do. This is what I think about breeding bees. Come on, come on, I know you can drown. Get all the way underwater. Come on. There you go. That's a good boy. Yeah. That's what I think about bees. There. I said it. So the other thing that I wanted to show off was my main operations, because every new map someone makes a farm and then everyone else makes a farm, and it just is kind of lame that we have all those little tiny farms everywhere. So I just made a big farm, and I just made everything just basically one each chunk is for its own thing. This is for raising carrots, potatoes, wheat, and I think that's it. I know I'm missing something there, but yeah. You turn off the switch there, the pistons that are holding that gravel retract, and the water flows out, pushes everything into this water, and then all of the crops just shit out over here. So you can just wait here, pick everything up, replant, and yay, have fun. I guess I should have made one of those one block farm thingies where you use the skeleton, the bone meal to activate a bud switch that harvests everything, but I didn't want to follow directions again. Then we also have this pumpkin and melon farm. I know Ultimu is very fond of pumpkins and melons, but I wanted to do my little take on this because he never does it as fun as I do it. So you hit this switch, all of the pistons go off, they're all sticky pistons. Then you can just run up and down and collect all of the pumpkins and all of the melons. Okay, some of those melons keep falling in between the cracks there, and I'm too lazy to redo the whole thing to make it so that they don't. I think you could also potentially get water to flow out or use pipes or something to make it automatically pick up all of these items, but crap on that, we're running around and around. And then when you're done, you hit the switch again, the dirt resets, and all of your plants can regrow over there. This would be a bog earth farm, but I switched from using peat to using blaze rods, so I don't use it anymore. You would just place all of the bog earth blocks just in between, or just where all of the cobblestone is, and then we also have a hidden button over here. You click the button and it shits out water, and the water would hydrate all of the bog earth, and when it's time to harvest the bog earth into peat, you hit the button again, the water unshits, and you can just punch away. I know the more efficient way is to just have a block of water and then surround it with 8 bog earth. I think I'll be doing that on my next map, but we'll wait and see. We have the coke oven here that I never use because I switched to blaze rods. And originally we had 2 coke ovens, but I knocked one down to set up the blast furnace. And then I also set up the pipes in order to feed it all up into this iron tank. But, I mean, creosote oil, that's one of the things that bugs me because I see no reason to ever use it. This would also be my rubber farm. I just planted a whole bunch of rubber trees and waited until the holes appeared in the right spot. Nowadays I would just use UU matter for everything. This is my cocoa bean farm and harvester here. You just push a button on the back and it redstone signals all the way up there where you saw where the dispensers are. Derp. And the dispenser shits out water. It flows all the way down. These half slabs keep the water all contained, so all of the cocoa beans just fall down to the bottom. And then when you replant, you just hold down shift, press up against the ladder to climb it up, and everything's all hunky-dory. This is my sheep farm that I never really got around to using. The idea being that it is very annoying to get into, but the idea being that you just click on a sheep to shear it, and then there is a button right in the center here, and that activates a bunch of dispensers again. And there's a single hole in each of these chambers that a sheep cannot fit through. And then that hole will actually form all the way underneath, below the sheep farm. And that's where your blocks of fleece will come out, right over here. And apparently there was a torch in there that got... Yeah, this was a crappy idea in the first place. Here's my automatic cactus farm, and I know that there are better automatic cactus farms, but you just can't use cactus a whole lot because you can't place it next to each other. But yeah, the walls over here cause cactus blocks to just pop off, and then the water pushes them all to the center, and you can just dash at and swim out. I have one of the laziest nether wart farms here. I got sick and tired of trying to farm for slime balls, so I ended up using regular pistons. They're just one row of each. You click one button when everything's ready to harvest. It pops off all of the nether wart. Then you can basically just run where it was growing and grab all of the nether wart again. And then you replant everything. Why did I demo that? Replant and replant. And then when that stuff's grown, you push this button again, and it pops everything off. Then you can push this one again, and it pops everything off, and back and forth. Here's my egg farm. It makes lots of eggs. The way this works is that we have a bunch of ladders, and dang it made me pick up an egg, so I might as well pick up all the eggs. Yay. The ladders, for whatever reason, hold up the water. You could use signs instead, but I use ladders. Then, basically, all of those chickens there just kind of sit there and poop out eggs. It's pretty self-explanatory once you see how it works. You can't really turn it off. It just kind of keeps going. If you ever want some chicken, you can just, kill off a couple of chickens. It makes enough eggs, you can just poop out more chickens. Over here, I am not very fond at all about how the redstone wiring worked for this, but it works good enough. It's my lazy reed Sugarcane Farm doodad thing. There is a switch over here that pushes all of those pistons together. It pops off all of the sugarcane, and it all flows straight down here. Then, if we continue going this way, you will see that we have a lot of empty space that I used when I was strip mining things. I thought I got rid of that world anchor thing, but I guess I did not. We have a bunch of cobblestone here that I never voided out when I was manually going through all of that ore. And there's water everywhere because I struck water with my turtles, and they just kind of kept plowing through like no one's business. And there still is more empty space here from mining. I did a lot of mining on Minecraft with my mines. I mined the pickaxe mine. I mined axes, and then I picked them, and then I also made mine axes, and then I mined those, and then I picked the mine, then I chose my friends, and then I picked those, and I also mined a couple of other mines, and then I used potatoes because you get experience for baking potatoes, and I find that hilarious. And then there's more empty space over here as well, and there's a lot of empty space here. I was thinking maybe one day I would put an arena down here. Obviously that's not gonna happen, and besides, I'm not really a big PvP kind of person, thing, dude, man. And there we go. That is all of the underground farm, and that's more than enough underground farming than you need for one person. I thought that stuff had already regrown, but it was just that one guy, and it wasn't completely regrown. So yeah, this is Minecraft. It was based off of my Puzzle Pirate ship that I never used because I suck at battle navigating. And hopefully, shortly, I will be playing on Ultimate Feed the Beast, Ultimate Doodad, and begging everyone for help. I hope in the future that my next mushroom biome that I can find will be standing next to a desert. I mean, at least if GregTech works the way I think it does, because these rubies, you can use them to make energy crystals instead of diamonds. And the thing is, since I was next to an ocean environment, I got stuck with sapphires a whole lot. You can only really use those to make, oh, what the heck they're called, Lapotron crystals, duh. Yeah, for whatever reason, GregTech decided, hey, this energy crystal, you can replace it with a sapphire and it'll still work. Well, the thing is, a ruby, you can use that to make an energy crystal. It just costs you redstone. And the energy crystals get used in a lot more recipes, so it just seems like a better use of resources. So yeah, this was Minecraft, and I'm doing the stupid sign-off thing a second time, and hopefully I will catch you around on Ultimate and have some sort of fancy new crap to show you. It will probably involve fish, but I'm hoping to have less of a contained house here and sprawl out a whole lot more. But we'll wait and see what happens on the new server. Maybe I'll get banned for being a troll or telling bad jokes. Stay wuffy, everyone, and maybe I'll also have a new character skin or something. Oh no, several days later, and it's a supplement, and I'm supplementing the video with a supplement here. So I've been making a couple of other blocks here and a couple of other resources. I made way too much electrum because I thought I needed more electrum, but I made electrum anyway, and I made rubber because I'm not going to use rubber, and I used up a lot of cobblestone. So why did I use all that cobblestone here? Well, if we go over here, we can go back to the power plant, and you can see what the power plant is, because it is a power plant. And yeah, I've replaced, in addition, well, first things first, I added a bunch, like some, I don't know. I added solar panels, and then I said, well, I needed more solar panels. So I replaced some of the solar panels with advanced solar power panels, and they work at the night, which is kind of stupid because I wanted to show off this during the day, so let's go make it day. Oh my gosh, Oracle, you're so lazy. You have a book, and the book makes you do things. So yeah, let's go back to the stupid power thingy, because, yeah. I only replaced 44 solar panels, not the lava springs, but the power plant, with advanced solar panels because I only had 44 uranium ingots, and unfortunately you cannot UU matter uranium. So yeah, now we have a bunch of these blocks here. All 44 solar panels times 8 is like 300 or something. So it's a very significant boost to my power output. These work at night, so it's even better it's even better than it was at night. I also made my pyramid. I filled out the bottom there, so now we have the full pyramid. Yay. I needed to replace all of the tin wiring here because those advanced solar panels, A, generate more than 1 EU per tick, and B, glass fiber cable for whatever reason, decides that it should connect with tin cabling. So there was an explosion, but it's been done exploding. I hollowed out the whole dang thing so I could install the glass fiber cable. I even made a shiny little pattern here using blocks for the pyramid. And now all of that energy is going straight to the mass fabricator. And as you can see, it produces a pretty solid clip there. Since I'm generating more than 512 EU per tick, actually having all of those MFSUs was lagging, or was bottlenecking the whole thing. So now, if we start a new measurement here, yeah, I think when I made that 800 measurement, some of the advanced solar panels had a backlog that they were still unloading, and they unload faster. Still, it gets about 600 EU per tick at night, so it's always going faster than a thingy with the things in it. So yeah, there you go. You can just watch the numbers go up, and it poops out UU matter just like everything else. UU matter is pulled out by the wooden pipe. Wooden pipe is powered by the switch. The piston powers the wood. The pipe goes there. The chest eats the UU matter. Nom 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 nom. Then you eat the UU matter and you get superpowers. Okay, there you go. Hopefully now the server will finally get updated so we can finally restart the map. Because we're all still looking forward to Ultimate and Ultimate and Ultimate, 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 Ultimate.